Hello everyone, I'm Subhojit Panda from OdissaTV.in presenting you today's news from Odisha. First the headlines. D brothers kill former aides Deepu and Om at a farmhouse in Cuttack. Dump their bodies in Jharkhand, reveals Commissionerate Police. Odisha government urges centre to increase the state's rice quota under National Food Security Act. Sports and Youth Affairs Minister Sudha Marandi breaks silence on Santhal tribe's decision of lifelong non-cooperation with him, blames JMM for inciting opposition. Public hearing on power tariff hike proposed by electricity producing, purchasing and distribution companies concludes on Thursday. And Odisha celebrates Saraswati Puja with gaiety and fervour. Chariot making process for Rath Yatra begins from today. Now the details. Twin City Police Commissioner YB Khurana on Friday revealed that the two arrested criminal brothers, Sushil and Sushant Dholasamanta, killed former aides Deepu and Om at a farmhouse in Cuttack and dumped their bodies in Jharkhand to destroy the evidence. One of the brothers has been taken to Jharkhand by the Commissionerate Police for further investigation into the murders. Khurana said, adding that the forensic team and special team are collecting evidences about the murder. Suspicion regarding the involvement of D brothers in the mysterious disappearance of Deepu and Om grew after the seizure of Deepu's photographs and driving license from the former's Vizag residence earlier this week. Since 2000, both Deepu and Om were working as tender fixers for D brothers. Sometimes they were also used as sharpshooters by their bosses. On 18 January, a case was registered with Chaudiaganj police station in Cuttack on the basis of the complaint filed by Adwaita Malik, father of Deepu, following a direction from the Odisha High Court. Interestingly, though there were allegations of two murders, only Deepu's father had lodged the FIR. Deepu was allegedly abducted and killed in November 2013. On 10th February, family members of Om also lodged a murder case against three persons, including the Dholasamanta brothers, at Chaudiaganj police station in Cuttack. The family members said Om had gone to meet the gangster brothers on 12th November 2013 after receiving a phone call from his friend and never returned. Later, the family members received information about his death.
You will see so many things are coming in future, so many criminals will be arrested, don't worry. Now you will get more news in future.
हमार दुईटा टीम गोटे स्टेट बाहर को जाइछंती जने मुदला को नहीं के और गोटे राज्य भितरे सीन ऑफ क्राइम रे से आने जाइछंती संग्रह में फोरेंसिक साइंस टीम पठाइछु और सेवानारा फेरिवा परे हमें डिटेल जानी पारिबु.
Odisha government will review the eligibility of companies who have participated in the bidding process for Sagasahi iron ore mine in Sundargarh district on Monday. 7 companies which have participated in the process are Bhushan Power, Bhushan Steel, SR, JSWL, JSPL, RINL and Tata Steel. The block has been reserved for integrated steel plant as end use and mining lease will be issued to the successful bidder. The mineral concession area is spread over 139.16 hectare, including 20.88 hectare forest land, 110.69 hectare government land, and the balance 7.58 hectare private land. A woman Maoist cadre was killed during an encounter with the police inside Konamanjur Reserve Forest in Karahandi district on Thursday afternoon. Sources said District Voluntary Force DVF and the Special Operation Group SOG personnel had begun a joint combing operation inside the Konamanjur Reserve Forest in the afternoon following information about the presence of a group of armed Maoists. During the operation, the Red Rebels opened fire at the security personnel who retaliated. After an hour-long exchange of fire, the Ultras fled the area. During the search operation, police found the body of a woman Maoist cadre, a rifle, huge cache of arms and ammunition, and other Maoist articles from the area. Police suspect that some Maoists are injured in the encounter. The search operation was on till reports last came in. The Odisha government on Thursday requested Union Minister for Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution Ram Vilas Paswan to increase the state's rice quota under National Food Security Act NFSA. Official sources said Odisha Food and Civil Supplies Minister Sanjay Das Burma raised the issue during a discussion with Paswan, who arrived in Bhubaneswar on a 2-day Odisha visit. Patnaik said Odisha was getting 1.43 lakh tons of rice and 26,000 tons of wheat on a 86:14 ratio before the implementation of NFSA in the state. But the state was now getting 1.27 lakh tons of rice and 34,000 tons of wheat after the implementation of the act. Informing Paswan that people of the state prefer rice to wheat, Patnaik urged the minister to allocate rice and wheat at an earlier ratio to the state. The chief minister also urged to provide subsidized rice to 4.8 lakh inmates of SC/ST hostels. Earlier, Patnaik had written a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Paswan demanding more rice and decrease in the wheat allocation for the state.
हमने कमेटी भी बना दिया है FCI के चेयरमैन की अध्यक्षता में, और उसको क्या देख रहे हैं। हालांकि बहुत सारे स्टेट से डिमांड आ रहे हैं कि चावल हमारे यहाँ ज़्यादा लोग खाते हैं तो चावल का मात्रा बढ़ाइए, लेकिन इसमें हम लोग पॉजिटिवली देखेंगे।
The Commissioner Police has begun investigation into the death of a lady research scholar of the Institute of Minerals and Materials Technology IMMT, who allegedly committed suicide by hanging herself inside her room during a video call with a friend on Tuesday night. The deceased has been identified as Subha Lakshmi Acharya, aged 34. The body was sent for post-mortem and handed over to the family members on Wednesday. Preliminary investigation has revealed that the deceased, before committing suicide, was having a video call with Chirantan Samantrai, an IIT student of Nagpur who once did an internship at IMMT under her. The incident came to light after Samantrai informed the Mancheshwar police at about 11:30 p.m. about the suicide attempt of Acharya by hanging herself while she was on a video call with him. Following the information, police rushed to her rented house at Bhagwat Sandhan Phase 2 near Rasulgarh and found her hanging from a ceiling fan. The deceased, who was married since past 11 years, was staying alone after separating from her husband over 3 years ago and working as a senior project fellow in IMMT since March 2013 after completing her MTech.
गोटे यूडी केसटे आईसी पहुँच पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट पोस्टमार्टम पठाई बर्तमान पचरा उचरा चलती बर्तमान जोटा कहते सेमती कौन वीडियो हस्तगत होनी सस्पेक्ट होने हुए वीडियो कॉलिंग से बट बर्तमान पुलिस आहरी छानबीन करें क्लीयर जना पड़ो सुसाइड कारण माने वेदर एटा सुसाइड ना होमिसाइड ना आमर जतिक लोक झील सहित रिलेटेड समस्त पचरा उचरा करूँ।
A day after the elders of the Santhal tribe decided to non-cooperate with Sports and Youth Affairs Minister Sudha Marandi lifelong, the minister on Thursday ended his silence and said some leaders of Jharkhand Mukti Morcha or JMM are behind the opposition to him. The minister said a handful of political opponents are opposing him in the name of tribals. Meanwhile, the JMM said Marandi has lost his mental balance, which is why he is making such allegations. Notably, in a meeting at Bangari Posi of Mayurbhanj district, elders of the tribe coming from different regions took the decision as Marandi, who belongs to the Santhal tribe, married off his daughter to a non-tribal. They were of the opinion that Marandi had violated the norms of the Santhal tribe by allowing his daughter to marry a Brahmin. Though Marandi was called to the meeting, he did not attend it.
यह निर्णय लिया जाए कि सुधा मार्डी जब समाज को असहयोग कर रहा है, हम समाज के लोग भी उनको असहयोग करेंगे और उनका सामाजिक कार्य में हम समाज के लोग उपस्थित नहीं रहेंगे।
मते के विरोध करू नांती किछि चोराचोरी तो राजनीतिक विरोधी मते विरोध करूचंती से माने आदिवासी ना नै कि विरोध करूचंती मते सब जगह प्रोग्राम जाउछि जेएमएम रो किछि लोक ट्रेडिशनली मोर विरोधी जो माने मो सहित इलेक्शन रे अन्य जगह पारु नांती मो आदिवासी समस्या को जतरे ऊपर को बहु नेउछि ए माने ताको पॉलिटिकलाइज करूछन।
आमे राजनैतिक व्यक्ति हिसाब रे हमको जो आक्षेप करा जाउछि ए सुदाम बाबूंकर एक मानसिक संतुलन बधे मो भाबुछि अवक्षय हेछि सेथि पय जेएमएम को दोषारोप करछन।
With an aim to unravel the mystery shrouding the death of television actor and choreographer Ranjit Patnaik alias Raja, police on Thursday took event coordinator Pralay and driver Dhaneswar to Soro police station for interrogation. According to the reports, a police team from Soro in Balasore district took Dhaneswar and Pralay to Choparapada bridge on NH5 where Raja was found dead to understand how his death took place. On Wednesday night, 3 teams of police conducted raids at different places in Cuttack and Bhubaneswar, but failed to trace actress Pralapta Priyadarshini Samal alias Jessie, who had accompanied Raja on the fateful night. Notably, the family members of Raja, smelling foul play in his death, lodged an FIR with Soro police on Wednesday, seeking a thorough probe into the case.
2016 गोटे केस सोरो थाना रेस्ट होइछि से केस तदंत पई से घटना समय जे कोऑर्डिनेटर आउ गाड़ी ड्राइवर से अणा है पचरा उचरा कर प्रलय जेना होती कोऑर्डिनेटर आउ धनेश्वर बेहरा जे गाड़ी चलाउथले से अणा है पचरा उचरा।
Odisha Electricity Regulatory Commission OERC on Thursday concluded public hearing on power tariff hike proposed by electricity producing, purchasing and distribution companies. Official sources said Odisha Hydropower Corporation OHPC has proposed to increase per unit power tariff from 82 paise to rupee 1.43 for the financial year 2016-17. Similarly, Odisha Power Generation Corporation OPGC has also proposed a hike in production cost of power per unit from the existing rupees 2.20 to rupees 2.82 per unit. Gridco and OPTCL have also urged the OERC to increase their cost per unit from the existing rupees 2.84 to rupees 3.62 and 25 paise to 35 paise respectively, sources added. Besides, the distribution companies DISCOMs also proposed a tariff hike of rupee 1 per unit, citing aggregated technical and commercial AT&C laws. If proposals of the companies are accepted, it would result in electricity tariff hike of rupees 3.20 per unit for the domestic consumers who have already faced a 20 paise hike per unit this year. 3 leading women sprinters, Duti Chand, Jona Murmu and Shravani Nanda of Odisha, brought laurels for India in the South Asian Games at Indira Gandhi Athletics Stadium in Guwahati on Thursday. While Shravani and Duti bagged gold and silver medal respectively in the 200-meter sprint, Jona won 2 gold medals in the 400-meter hurdles and 4 x 400-meter relay race. Shravani clocked 23.9 seconds, while Duti came second with a time of 24.14 seconds. The duo had bagged silver and bronze medal respectively in the women's 100-meter event by clocking 11.72 and 11.75 seconds respectively on Tuesday. In the 400-meter hurdles race, Jona won the gold medal by clocking 57.69 seconds, followed by Ashwini Akunj with 58.92 seconds and Kaushalya with 59.87 seconds. She later went on to win the second gold in 4 x 400-meter relay race. Odisha is celebrating Saraswati Puja with gaiety and fervour today. Schools, colleges, clubs and institutions bustled with activity from morning as devotees welcome the goddess of learning with great religious fervour, capping days of preparations. School children in Bhubaneswar adorned themselves with new garments to offer worship goddess Saraswati. Carrying oblation and chanting hymns, school children across the city invited the goddess. The day also marked the beginning of the chariot making process for the Rath Yatra in Puri. All preparations have been made by the temple administration to kickstart the process. The wood for the construction of the chariots for the Rath Yatra, already been sourced from the Nayagarh Police Division, was inaugurated today after the receipt of Agya Mada, that is, garlands. Before wrapping up the news headlines once again, D brothers kill former aides Deepu and Om at a farmhouse in Cuttack. Dumped their bodies in Jharkhand, reveals Commissionerate Police. Odisha government urges centre to increase the state's rice quota under National Food Security Act. Sports and Youth Affairs Minister Sudha Marandi breaks silence on Santhal tribe's decision of lifelong non-cooperation with him. Blames JMM for inciting opposition. Public hearing on power tariff hike proposed by electricity producing, purchasing and distribution companies concludes on Thursday. And Odisha celebrates Saraswati Puja with gaiety and fervour. Chariot making process for Rath Yatra begins from today. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.